my Periscope family. Let's see who all is getting ready to come up on here. Blessings to you. Tanika Maria here, all about helping you get real, be healed, and move forward in emotional wholeness, peace, and clarity. Good blessings to you. Let me know that you're here. Say something in the chat. Say, hey, where you're from, all those good things. Just let me know that you're here. And the title of today's topic, I meant to come out here earlier last week, and a lot of things jumped off and happened, and I couldn't get out here the way I wanted to last week. I'm telling you, man, life will throw you something. Blessings to you, Minister Michael. Thank you for being here. Thank you for saying hey. Hey there, Lisa. Peace to you, Queen. Thank you so much. And as you're coming in, share this out on your Twitter. Share this out. Hey there. Blessings. You're in Germany, Aaliyah. Good to see you. Again, my name is Tanika Maria. I'm a certified Christian life coach. But most importantly, I'm a woman. I'm a child of God. And that is my heart. And today's topic, you can't move forward looking back. And that came as a result of a conversation with my really good, sweet friend, April. And we're having this conversation. If she listens to this replay, she's going to be grinning like laughing. Walona, Chicago. Good to see you, Walona. Blessings to you. And so we were having this conversation. And it just kind of stuck with me, even though it seems so simple and so trite. You can't look forward. You can't go forward in life looking back. And the visual I had of that was the one she gave, trying to move forward, but I'm over here trying to look back. You're trying to move forward in 2021, but you keep looking back here. How you gonna move forward, right? Like you drive, just think, you're driving a car. If you did that mess driving a vehicle on the highway, you're trying to drive forward, but you're still back here. Like, what kind of foolishness is that? But that's what we're doing emotionally. That's what we're doing spiritually. Hey there on YouTube. I don't see your full name, but I see you there. A. That's a lot of A's, but I see you. Blessings to you on YouTube. How am I going to move forward? Imagine you sitting in your car. Instead of using your rear view mirror to kind of keep an eye on stuff, you got your whole neck bent and turned back. How in the world are you going to move forward in life and you're still looking back at the past? Let me tell you how this works. This is what I'm guilty of. Let me tell you about me. You see, I can call my own stuff out because, see, when I teach you, it has to flow through you. And that's part of my healing process. And not only that, I experience it, I embody it, I'm aware of it, and I'm going to tell you. So this is what Miss Tanika does. So I get stuck trying to pick a situation apart. I'm trying to get some type of a deeper understanding. I'm trying to wonder what that other person could be thinking now. Do they really understand? Do they get the impact? Did I mess up? Did I respond in a way that was correct? And why? Am I wrong? Did I mess up? What are they thinking? What are they feeling? And so, you know what? If you're in that place on today, if there's a particular relationship, situation, thing that happened back in 2020, and here you are in your mind, and you're like, do they really understand why I did what I did? Did I do the right thing? I mean, do they get it? Like, was I wrong? Do y'all know what I'm saying? Am I the only one? Put a 1 in the chat if you've done that. And see, the reality is you can't move forward looking back because, see, that's looking back. It's a waste of your precious energy. Every time we engage in that level, what we're literally doing, and I know this sounds gross. What I'm getting ready to say is gross. What I'm getting ready to say is not pretty. But every time you get caught up in that loop where we're going around and around, we're still thinking about that thing, and we're still trying to figure it out. And we're trying to look at it from 49 different angles. You know what you're doing? You know what I'm doing? It's like digging. It's like going back to the trash can, into the dumpster, not the kitchen trash in your kitchen, but going to the dumpster out in the yard that you take to the garbage people when they come by. It's like going to the dumpster, sticking your hand up in there and digging in the trash. That's what you're doing. Another nasty analogy is when it's like seeing roadkill in the street, when you see a dead squirrel, a dead dog, a dead deer in the highway, and you decide you want to mess with it. Why are we messing with the dead thing? That thing is dead. That situation is over. And every time I get into that mental loop of where I'm going around and around, toiling in my mind, trying to, I'm trying to get some type of a conclusion. I want to get a validation. I'm trying to get more understanding. I'm trying to get some type of revelation. I'm trying to get a closure. I want it to make sense. I want some type of an acknowledgement. I want to see if there's anything else I could have done better. I want to beat myself up a little bit more. I want to diminish myself and look at them funny and sideways a little bit more. And I want to blame and I want to look and I want validation and I want acknowledgement and I want it to make sense. Does this make sense? Is this resonating? Is this resonating with you? I see your comments out on YouTube. Every time you get stuck in that toxic loop, you see, that's a low level frequency. That's a low energy, right? Every time you get caught into that mental spinning around, trying to figure it out and trying to get a new understanding, trying to make that thing and that situation and why that relationship and that thing makes sense to you, that's keeping you in the frequency of the past. And it's a very low energy. It's a low spirit. And all of that mental and emotional energy that you're spending, picking around at that dead situation, digging in the trash, you're literally digging in the trash and the residue of that situation. All of that mental and emotional energy spinning around in your head, you could be using that same energy for your purpose. You could be using that same energy for the next level that God has for you. Every time you waste emotional and mental energy in the past, you can't move forward looking back. I can't move forward because I'm too back here digging in the trash. I can't move forward because I'm over here picking at the dead thing. I'm picking with the dead thing. How am I going to move forward? And so I'm forfeiting the energy and the time that I need for my new level, my new season, new freedom, new joy, new peace. Every time just imagine you driving in your car, but then you start thinking about that situation. You start thinking about what happened in that relationship and you start looking back. You start looking back. You start picking in the trash. You go and pick at that dead thing and pick it up one more time, even though it's dead and it's stinking. You pick it up one more time. Can't move forward. Looking back. I can't move forward looking back. And see, there's a big difference. So hear me well. There's a big difference between looking back at a situation in order to get the lesson and the wisdom. Because you guys know me, if you follow me for any length of time, you know that I teach that. You know that I teach reflecting. You know that I teach getting real and being healed and sitting with yourself, not running from your emotions, not repressing your feelings, not suppressing it. And I teach that we're to extricate the wisdom and the lessons from the situation. So there's a difference between that healthy reflection and then this toxic staying in this loop where you're looking back kind of reflection. Two totally different things. So it's healthy when you're asking yourself the questions, okay, God, what did my soul need to learn in this situation? God, what did my soul need to learn in this dynamic? What did my soul need to learn by being in this relationship or in that particular situation? And then you sit with God and you get the revelation. You may hurt, it will cry, it will be uncomfortable because there will be truth about you that you need to face because you had a role in that thing. It's not all that other person's fault. You did something too, right? You want all that. We all have stuff. Come on, somebody. So healthy reflection is like, okay, God, what did my soul need to learn here? And what part of my heart and my mind and my mentality and my perceptions and how I'm seeing stuff, what needs to be healed? What needs to be changed? And that may take a little time, but that's the healthy way. The unhealthy way is when you get stuck trying to figure it out. And you're trying to you want to get some kind of closure and you're trying to figure and you want some validation and you want to make it make sense in your head. And you're trying to see if there's anything different. And you start thinking about about all the stuff you could have done and blah, blah, blah. And now instead of moving forward, you're looking back. I hope this is making sense to you guys. So there's a difference between looking back to get the lesson and looking back to linger. I want to look to get my lesson. I want to look to the hills from which cometh my help. I want to look unto him and be radiant and unashamed, but I don't want to look to linger. Remember Lot's wife, like my mentor Shannon says in Genesis, she kept looking back and turned into a pillar of salt. So when we're looking back in a toxic way, we're lingering in the trash. We're playing with the dead things. And God says, behold, I'm doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Isaiah 43:19. Behold, I am doing a new thing now. How is he going to do the new thing in your life, my brother and my sister, as long as you're looking back? God cannot do the new thing now as long as I get stuck in that rumination. Do they get what they said? Do they know why I said what I said, why I did what I did? Did I mess up? Did I say something wrong? What happened? Is there any blah, blah, blah? You're stuck in the loop. Some of us are still stuck in the same loop from 2020. We're up here in 2021 and we're still stuck in the loop. I can't move forward. And when I do this, I'm pretending I'm driving a car, right? And looking back, if I did that on the highway, I would be dead because I would hit somebody, right? So as it is in the natural, so is it in the spirit. As long as you're looking back, you're going to wreck at some point. You're going to wreck. You're going to crash and you're going to wreck. You're going to crash and wreck. Let me read my note here because I put this out on Instagram. Looking back to linger becomes toxic when we get stuck in the loop, going around and around, getting stuck in that why. It is the head space of seeking some kind of confirmation that we were right, a validation, a revelation, a closure for it to make sense. We want some kind of acknowledgement. We want to see if anything could be done differently. And every time you get stuck in the loop of the past, of that dead end situation or that dead end relationship, you diminish your own joy and peace in the moment. You diminish your joy and your peace in the moment. I don't know how much joy and peace I have forfeited by lingering in the loop. I don't know how much joy and peace and emotional freedom I have forfeited in my life because I kept trying to move forward while I was still looking back. How much peace and joy and anxiety and stress. I lost the peace and joy, but I increased anxiety, stress, and irritation. Because I kept trying to linger in the loop, kept trying to figure it out, kept trying to keep thinking about a dead situation, kept trying to pick through the trash and mess with that dead thing, still trying to figure it out. And that same energy can be used for what God is telling you to do. That same energy can be used to healing your heart. That same energy can be used for your next level. And let me ask you this question as I close this out on today. That person in that situation, is it really worth you losing your peace and joy over in the moment? I'll be quiet for a second. Yes or no? I want to hear from you. Type yes or no. When you're stuck in the loop, thinking about that ex, when you're stuck in the loop, thinking about what they did to you, when you're stuck in the loop, still trying to get a validation, an acknowledgement, a closure, and you're losing peace and you're looking back, is that person worth losing peace and joy and your freedom? I see a no from YouTube. Thank you. No. No. It's not worth it. And you may love them. You may care for them. You might not even have any hostile feelings. You just want to get some understanding. You just want to know. You're just trying to still figure. You're still trying to pontificate and speculate in your mind. But is it really worth your peace? Is it really worth your joy? Is it really worth forfeiting what God has for you? Because all of you only have limited attention, right? Your attention span, your conscious attention span is very limited. And in today's society, with everything that we got going on, the attention span of your average adult is very, very small, like a few seconds, like especially on social media. It's about 7 seconds, right? And because we try to multitask so much, because we have so much on our minds, because we have so much unresolved stuff that we're still repressing and suppressing in our hearts, we have the attention span of a gnat. And what little bit of emotional and mental and spiritual energy you have, you cannot afford to spend it looking back at your past. What little bit of strength you have, what little bit of focus you have, what little bit of any kind of momentum or forward motion for 2021 that God gave you that you could muster up, don't waste it looking back at what happened. So this is how you do it. So I'm telling you not to do that, but now I need to tell you how to stop it. And this is going to take work, but essentially, the first step is to really be aware of it when you're going down that path. And you could be triggered by any little thing like a memory, going outside, riding in the car, driving past a store, looking at something in your house, seeing a picture, hearing a song, smelling something. And next thing you know, you're down that rabbit trail. Hey there, Pastor Ron. Good to see you, man of God. You're down that rabbit trail. Down that rabbit trail. So the first step is to be aware of when you're getting stuck in the loop. Because like we said, imagine driving that car. I can't go forward looking back. Right? When you catch yourself trying to figure out, do they think, and what they thinking? Did I mess up? And did I do something wrong? And what happened? And when you catch yourself trying to figure it out, and when you catch yourself trying to get that validation, trying to get some type of a new confirmation or revelation, you're not you're not looking back to get a lesson. You're looking back to linger in the toxicity, to play with that dead thing, to pick in the trash of what happened. The first step is awareness. Oh, I'm going back to digging that trash again. I'm going back to play with that dead thing. So catch yourself when you start going down there mentally. We need all of our mental, emotional, and spiritual strength for what God has for us in 2021. And I can't do that if I keep looking back. First step is awareness. The second step is much more bigger. Yep, a song or a movie. That's right, Lisa. Letting go is hard, Walona. And the reality is, and this is a separate scope, but the second thing is forgiveness. Whenever we're in that place of looking back, wherever we're in that place of, I'm still trying to make this thing make sense. I still need an acknowledgement. I still need a validation. I still need to know if I did something wrong, or was it me, or was it them, or did they understand? Whenever we're still there, there's still some forgiveness work that has to happen. Forgiveness is a debt, because, Jesus says in the Bible, forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors, right? And so there's emotional debt that's still there. And so in these situations where we're still lingering, I'm still picking in the trash, it's like you're literally going to the dumpster and digging in the trash, trying to figure it out, right? You're literally playing with that dead situation, trying to mess with it to try to figure it out. Bring it back to life so I can understand it, Jesus. There's an emotional debt there. The Bible says, forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And so we're still trying to collect on a debt. You're trying to collect an emotional debt from somebody that has no capacity to pay you. They may apologize. They may try to make it right. But the hurt and the resentment that's in your heart, that person who did that, they can't heal that. They can apologize and they can make it right. But if they don't even do those things, they have no power to clean the resentment out of your heart. That is between you and God. That emotional debt has to be forgiven, right? That's a whole nother scope. But that is the root cause that keeps you in mesh, because as long as I'm carrying an emotional debt that I'm still trying to collect, I'm trying to pick through this trash of this relationship of what this dead end thing of what happened, and I'm going to keep digging in the trash because I want to collect that debt because he still owes me. And I still got to figure it out. And I still want to get an understanding. And as long as I can't move forward because I'm still looking back trying to collect my debt. That's literally what's happening. But that's a whole other scoop, and I don't have time. But I'm going to teach on it, right? So number one, be aware of when you're starting to dig through that emotional debt trash, when you're looking and lingering in toxicity, trying to play with that dead thing. Just be aware of the thoughts that you're having in your head. And number two, you got to get to the point where you're really ready to forgive and not suppress the negative feelings, but really be open about it. And then getting to the point where you're able to really let that resentment out of your heart. That person is not responsible for helping you to release that resentment. That's between you and God. And when you release the resentment, because that's all unforgiveness is, it's a debt of resentment where you feel like someone owes you and it's held in your heart. Until you clean that emotional debt, you're in debt. You're trying to collect debt. You'll be running around forever trying to prove to that ex, trying to prove to your mom, your dad, that friend, those church people, those ministry people. You'll be forever trying to prove that you're still good enough. You're trying to collect the debt so you can get that acknowledgement. You're still trying to get that acknowledgement and validation from them because you feel like they owe you that. And so you'll spend the rest of your life trying to prove, trying to collect that debt. You're carrying the debt. They're not. You're carrying the debt and they're not carrying it. It's in you. Come on, somebody. Amen, Pastor Ron. We out here huffing and puffing, trying to get validation because we're trying to collect the debt from people that can't pay. And we'll spin ourselves in circles for 20 years trying to prove to somebody that we're enough, trying to prove that we're still worth it because they hurt us and we got this little resentment debt. We got this debt in our heart. And so we'll spend we're the ones trying to pay the debt and we're the ones carrying it. This is what the Bible means when it says, forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. I'm going to do another teaching on that. But you can't move forward looking back. I can't imagine you driving in your car. You drive it alone, trying to go forward in 2020, but your head way back yonder. You can't go forward. Looking back, my people. I want you to know that God loves you. He sees you. And it shall be well. But we have to do our part, and we need to be aware of these places where we're still looking back, or we're still trying to get a validation. We're still trying to get an acknowledgement. We're still trying to make it make sense and get to the point where, number one, I'm aware of it. And number two, God, give me the grace to forgive and to really release this emotional debt. Help me to forgive this debt and let them go. And so that's it for today, you guys. I just wanted to drop that out here. And just know that I'm in the journey with you. I'm in the journey with you. I'm glad this blessed you, Lisa. There's blessings to you. Real quick, if there are any other feedback or questions, let me know real quick now. Let me know really quick now, and I'll wait for you to say something in the chat. But I do want to extend to everyone by way of an announcement. I am opening the doors to my sort of mastermind inner circle, the Get Real, Be Healed inner circle. And it is a 7-month mentorship program where we're coming together, and it is for my ladies, for my sisters, like-minded women who, and we want to immerse in this, we're getting together weekly and also once a month with a guest speaker. And we're going to practice walking this stuff out. We're not going to be just talking about it and repressing and regressing, but we're going to walk. We're going to go through this journey together in a closed group. We're going to have Zooms and a private Facebook group, and you'll have access to me in a closer way where I'm going to walk with you in the journey. If you're in that process of dealing with some of the stuff that I'm talking about, then let's get together. Let's get together for 7 months. We're opening the doors February 8th, 2021, right? Click the link in my bio. If what I'm saying is resonating with you, the brother's getting up. Because I don't know. I don't know about all that. But my ladies, especially those of you that have been following me for a while, this is your chance to join me. We're going to walk together and be held accountable to get real and be healed for real in 2021. No more surface level healing, but we're going to practice it. We're going to walk it out. We're going to go through this 7 months together. And I want you to click the link in my bio. If you are stuck in the loop of that dead end relationship, if you're still scratching around trying to get closure, if you're still holding an emotional debt in your heart to your ex and multiple people that have hurt you, and that resentment is just sitting right up there, and that resentment, instead of you moving forward, you're looking back. Because the main reason, the 99.99999% of the time that we're stuck is of unforgiveness. Because this is how you know you got a forgiveness issue, because you can't move forward because you're still stuck. And if it's in the past, then there's an unforgiveness. There's a block there. There's something that you're holding that's keeping you in the frequency and in the energy of your past, right? You have to release that debt. And so we're going to be going into that. And I'll probably do a teaching or maybe some type of webinar on that. Thank you, Pastor Ron. Oh, y'all funny. Y'all are funny. But share this out if you haven't done so. Definitely do that. And just consider, for my ladies that are here listening, and those of you that may catch this on the replay, click the link to get more information about the Get Real, Be Healed Inner Circle. It's a minimal investment, but your soul is worth the investment. Your soul is worth the investment. Your healing and your freedom and your joy and peace. Because I'm at the point in my life, it doesn't matter. I'm going to go to HAPS, and I'm already encouraging people to follow me on YouTube and Instagram. But yeah, I'm going to go to HAPS as well, because I've been meaning, I just haven't had the time to set that up. But I'm definitely going to go to HAPS because of this Periscope shutting down. But I'm at the point in my life where, platforms and things of that nature doesn't really matter. What matters to me the most is just freedom, peace, and joy. It's like, yeah, I like money. Yeah, of course. Right. I want that. I want to live well and be provided for and have what I need to do what I need to do. I can't serve you guys if I'm broke, busted, and disgusted. I wouldn't be able to be out here on Periscope because I'd be too struggling, right? So I don't want to be on the struggle bus. So yes, I like provision and prosperity, but at the same time, even more than that, I want peace. I want sustainable peace, sustainable joy, sustainable freedom in my heart, on the inside, all the time, regardless of the external circumstances. That means I'm willing to do the work. I'm willing to invest. I'm willing to read. I'm willing to get coached. I don't care. Yeah, it's, my peace and my joy and my freedom on the inside means so much more to me than a shout out or to be seen or to be acknowledged or to be validated or whatever. I want to be free. I don't know about you guys, but I want to be free. And that is the point of the inner circle. It's like, let us be free in our hearts, because your outer world reflects your inner world. And as it is on the inside, so it will be on the outside. Right? So those of you that know you need to be in this inner circle so that you can get freed up, where you're not toting a lot of emotional debt from the past, and where you're not picking around in the trash and handling the dead things, trying to get an answer, get in on the inner circle. So yes, I'm going to do my best to try to get my HAPS set up so I can start broadcasting from HAPS for sure. But anyway, you guys, be blessed. And definitely follow me on YouTube and Instagram in the meantime, because I want to have my HAPS together. But find me on Instagram at Get Real, Be Healed. On YouTube at my name, Tanika Maria. You can type in Tanika Maria or Tanika Breeden. You should be able to find me on YouTube. So we don't want to be left in the cold when Periscope shuts down. So take care, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.